most of my life. I have a car, 2 kids, and a wife. I'll probably be here for the rest of my life. I'm living on the island. When summer comes and winter falls, the island ladies go to shopping malls. Take daddy's credit card, charge it all. They're living on an island. Oh, we're living on Long Island. Oh, you know it's so much fun. I'm living on the island. I'm just basking in the sun.
Hey, Anthony, give me a vodka. Is that your Camaro? It's gorgeous.
You know, I went to high school with Billy Joel.
Wow.
I go to Hamptons on Friday night. I party hard till sunshine bright. Then I'm sitting in traffic on Sunday night. I'm living on an island. Yeah, living on Long Island. Oh, you know it's so much fun. I'm living on the island. I'm not hurting anyone.
We're here. We're back. Yeah. I'm Benny Rizzuti.
I'm Jen Snortland.
And welcome to the Gagootz Show, the all-new Gagootz Show.
Yes, yes. I love that video. I love how you make new montages at the beginning of this.
That's the character of this new Gagootz Show, is that every intro is going to be different.
Yes.
It's going to have more pictures of you and I.
And pictures from the last show.
Right, yeah.
It was really nice.
Yeah.
Who's that girl that's in, there's like a girl that's like in a shoe store?
Yes.
What's
that's
that about,
a friend
Benny?
of mine. Her name is Amy. And it's a weird friendship because I'm twice her age. But we're friends.
If you need help, let me know.
Who did you say that?
Amy. I've heard this story before. I watch a lot of Lifetime, but go ahead.
I know her for like over 10 years. And she's a single mom with 2 kids, lives in a house with her mom.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, and she's a really hardworking, good person. And she laughs at my jokes.
And you don't even have to
much,
pay her.
Not at all. And my friends, I'm friends with them because they laugh at my stupidity.
Oh, okay.
And we can laugh together. So she, and like I said, I know her for a long time now. Nancy knows her.
I'm going to call Nancy after the show. So.
Go ahead. Yeah, Nancy met her because she used to be a cashier at a Pathmark down the road.
Oh.
And then she moved away.
Did she ever hook you up, like, scan you for some beans, but like give you a sirloin?
No. She never did that. But in the shoe store, which the shoe store's closed now, they're out of business.
Oh,
so
bummer.
she gave me a nice pair of shoes.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I gave her some cookies, homemade cookies.
You always have nice shoes. You always look great.
Thank you. Thanks.
Yeah. I was just saying earlier that you have this whole like green tone going on. I love it.
Thank you.
And
We kind of match. You're wearing green.
One mind, guys. One mind.
So it was 2 weeks since we were here.
Yes.
So I'm sure a lot has happened.
Yes. I saw you at IHOP.
Yes, we went to IHOP last week.
We did. It was riveting, and I almost couldn't get any work done because so many people kept coming up to Benny, asking him to please cover his mouth, stop chewing so loud. Sir,
I was going to say I got writer's cramp from signing autographs, and you're
you did.
Cover your mouth. Yeah.
And there was so much butter. I've never met a man in my life that asked for like a whole thing of butter. I don't know lubricating joints. I really don't know what he was doing.
Okay, listen to me. How can you eat pancakes without butter?
Well, they were
They
raspberry.
gave you butter.
They
were strawberry banana pancakes. I still like butter.
You got butter.
I'm not a salt person. Some people are with salt, on everything. I'm butter.
You're butter.
Yeah. I'm a butter on everything.
He's a butter guy.
I'm a butter guy. Lubrication.
Yeah. So what? I know you went to like a book signing or something.
Yes, I went to a book launch, and I found this really cool. I love bookstores. I love the library. Like people are like, if you retired, you'd be bored. I'm like, no. If I were retired, I'd go to the library.
It's like that Twilight Zone episode where he like finally gets to read his book in peace, and then his glasses break.
Yes. Yeah. Right.
He
and
reminds
he's
me of
crying.
you.
It's unfair when he could have found glasses.
Right. Go to like an optical store.
I mean, if the books didn't it was a nuclear war. So you notice it was a nuclear war. Everybody was killed. All the buildings are destroyed except for the library. And so you had all these books. You're in a library. There's got to be glasses, pairs of glasses in a
There
library
has to be like
itself.
a dead librarian that
Yeah,
has like
dead
a similar
librarian. You grab the
prescription.
glasses.
That's what I do.
You know. Yeah.
First thing I'm going for is I'm frisking bodies, you know?
Yeah,
Seeing
right.
what's up.
So anyway, so I went to this book launch. It's a cool little bookstore. One day I'll show you pictures of it on the air. It's called the Dog-Eared Bard's Bookstore.
Wow.
And they have antique books. They have used books, all in good condition. The place is very well kept.
What town
very
is it in?
organized. It's in East Northport.
All right, so definitely check that out, guys.
So I went there. So I had went there once before for a poetry workshop, and then when I saw the book launch, I went and I found out more. And this book, it's right here. It's called 13 Dark Tales, but honestly, it's not 13. There's 14. They put a bonus, so it's
You
actually.
gave away the
but-
surprise.
Oh, all right.
It's like
I'm
the
sorry.
extra track on the
by,
CD.
By Jillian Wagner, and her and her husband James Wagner own the store, and they both have self-published books. And this is a professionally self-published book, you know. It's excellent. I haven't finished reading it, and when I went to the book launch, Jillian read 2 stories.
Ooh.
And I'm trying to get them on the show. I'm trying
Do
to
you
get
hear it?
them.
We're trying to get, so if you guys know these people, get in touch, pester
Go to
them.
the bookstore. Go to the Dog-Eared Bard's Bookstore in East Northport and tell them you found out about it from Jen and Ben on the Gagootz show.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah.
That'll do
And
it.
They do these cool. This week, as a matter of fact, if you love to read, they give you a bag for $20 and you fill it up with all the books.
I love
And
that.
For $20, you get a bag full of books.
Oh my gosh, have you bought a book on Amazon lately? Their books are actually very expensive, and
They
a lot
are.
are coming out of print.
Right.
You know, because everyone's going digital, but there's nothing better to me than holding
I
a book,
agree with you.
smelling a book,
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
yeah.
Holding yeah.
smelling the clean new pages.
Sitting, well, not in my house. I've got a lot of books in the basement. I'm going to donate to them because they take donations.
Oh, that's great.
So I'm going to donate, but some as a matter of fact, I have signed books, a lot of signed
Nice.
science fiction. Ray Bradbury.
You
I
wrote
love
a
Ray
book?
Excuse me?
You
Yeah,
wrote
I
a
bought the
book?
book and she signed it.
No, I said you wrote a book.
Yes, I wrote a book. One day I want to do a video, and I want to make a video reading a chapter, and we'll talk more about it. And it was a vampire novel called Last of the Fang-Toothed Bastards. And it's about, I'll tell you a little bit about it real quick.
Yeah.
It was about these people in the 17th century. They were trying to find a cure for the bubonic plague. But what they learned was during the bubonic plague, there was a vampire plague happening. And so they tried to find a cure for the vampire plague. And what they wound up doing is the serum they made, and at the time there were people like there was syringes.
Yeah.
A syringe was invented from a bladder of a dog and the quill of a pen. And it was invented by Sir Christopher Wren, who was a very famous architect of that period. So anyway, what these men of science, what they wound up doing is they made a cure for they made a vampire cure that only worked for this one group that got it, that made it in the 17th century. And what they got, one of the attributes of the cure was that they became immortal, or somewhat immortal. If you cut
So they
their
were
head
like
off or
still
something, they would die.
vampires, sort of, except they
What?
didn't drink blood.
They don't drink blood. They're not vampires. It was, and as a matter of fact, they became a group known as the Sekva, which were secret, eternal vampire hunter. I don't remember anymore, but they created a group of vampire hunters. There was around 300 of them, but they did disappear. They did die off.
Oh, wow.
But it wouldn't be, them dying was not easy.
Right.
You would have to have your head chopped off or something.
Have to be super intentional.
Right. And so that's why it's called The Last of the Fang-Toothed Bastards, because there's one vampire hunter left, and he wants to kill the last fang-toothed bastard and be done with this life, because the utopia that he thought was going to happen did not happen.
Yeah.
And he's not very happy here. He doesn't like the fact that these fang-toothed bastards are idolized.
You know, a lot of
so-
us might feel this way tomorrow, depending on how that election goes.
Yeah, maybe. Well, did you vote?
I am going to vote right after this.
Okay, I voted.
Yeah.
I already
As soon as
voted.
we're done with this, I'm going to vote, and I hope all of our people watching voted, and
Yes, I
we'll
hope
ask
so.
our guests also, because
Yeah,
It's
so
our
let's
right.
talk about our guests.
oh my God. Oh my God. We have some good guests. I am just always so shocked when people want to do the show with us and come from so far. We have Matt Vida, the Narfather, who is so funny. I saw him on a show like a year ago, and he was just hilarious, and he always does such great, wonderful, big things. He has videos on YouTube if you look up Matt Vida. He is actually putting together a festival that he's going to talk about.
Oh, cool.
Very cool
I
stuff
never met
this
him.
guy's doing.
So I never met him.
Oh my gosh. So
I can't
cool.
wait to talk to him.
Yeah, and he's the Nar father. Like, in fact, yesterday when I was talking to him, it was a nice day, and he's like, "Sorry, I couldn't get to you. I was catching some waves." I'm like, "Really? You are the Nar father? Like, you're gnarly as heck."
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, the guy is so cool. And then we also have Tim Saliani, who he's like a staple in Long Island, right? Everybody knows Tim Saliani, and every girl I've ever met who's been a comedian always like, "Oh, he's so good looking," and then you kind of get to know him. But like, you know, he's also very funny, very edgy comedian.
Tim is one of those people that the day I met him, we just connected.
Really?
And yeah, and I like him in spite of the fact that he's a Jets fan. I'm okay with it.
Oh, that's
I'm
kind
upset.
of
I'm
you.
a Bills fan, and we got
turned down.
we ran out of that stadium with our tail between our legs.
Yeah. But what's really interesting is both of these men have beards and look completely different.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so I'm the only one here without a beard, actually. Well, a little bit. Like a little bit.
You don't have like that one little wart with. I have aunts with.
I don't.
have relatives that I know we're related because they have that one wart with it, and all you have to do is you can shave that little wart.
You should
can
never shave
it
your
with
face, though, because then you'll like grow a beard. But you can wax. Waxing's popular, epilating. But I know what you're talking about. It's like the thinking hair, where you're like. No, I go.
And here on the nose, my uncles say like, shave your nose.
Oh. Just get a membership to European Wax Center. It's a great place, and you know.
I think I'm getting rid of this beard. I don't know.
I'll wax you.
I've grown.
I'll wax your beard.
No, I'll shave.
I'll let Nancy do it because you're gonna scream.
Oh yeah. Amy, who?
Yeah. Who gave you those shoes? I can see it
Amy
now.
gave you free shoes. No, she knows about it. And just to wrap up, that video of her laughing was when I was doing a show here in the other studio. Back here. It was the Benny TV.
Oh, okay.
So she's very shy. Amy's a real shy person. So I went to where she was working with my camera, and I wanted her to say, "You're watching Benny TV," and so the laughter was actually the outtakes.
It was like her being uncomfortable because it's like old guy was yelling at her.
Yeah, this old dude, that followed me from Pathmark all the way to a shoe store in Northport.
I can't shake him.
I can't get rid of this guy. So she was actually help me. Will someone help me? But no, I would get. She was like, you watch Benny TV. He's the bomb diggity, and then she just broke up laughing. So the best part of the video was her being shy and running away like that.
Yeah.
I thought it fit. You know, there are a lot of videos are going to be in that new intro.
Yeah.
Anyway. We've talked enough.
I think so.
I think we've talked enough.
I think we've scared enough women.
Yes. Good, as long as I scare that woman that came in the last show and wanted a pedicure. So anyway, we have a video from our very good friend, Alfredo Gagootz.
Oh.
So he's going to give us some like advice, and he's going to help teach us a few things.
Perfect,
So,
let's learn.
Take it away, Bobby. Ciao, my friends. It's me, Alfredo Gagootz. How you doing, my paisans, everybody? I hope you're doing good. And I love you. I got five things to remember, never to forget. Here's one thing. You can't teach an old dog new tricks, but you can't teach a new tricks to an older prostitute. And here's another thing. It takes a two to tango, but it takes a three to play Ring Around the Rosie. Here's another thing. If you can't see light at the end of the tunnel, maybe you'll need a new batteries. Here's another thing. If there was a vaccine to prevent the stupidity, social media would not exist. Here's another thing. Some people see the glass half empty. Some people see the glass half full. I say down to the hatch and open another bottle, you cheaper some on the beach. Alfredo Gagootz, you're number one at Gucci Gooch. And I love you. And we're back.
Wow.
How did you get here that quickly?
I'm fast. I'm
wow,
fast, yeah.
wow. All right, excellent. So that was some Gagootz video.
Yeah.
Learned a lot of things there.
5 of things. So anyway, Matt Vita.
Vita.
Right? Vita.
Yeah.
Vita.
Matt Vita, yeah. I knew Vita, but I said Vita.
You're
I
a
think
paisan. You should
Yeah, I'm
have
a
had
paisan.
I might have said
Vita.
Vita. You know that like my Italian's a little silly.
I'm Sicilian.
This is same.
Same?
Yeah.
I'm just like, yep, okay.
Yeah, okay. So, anyway,
So Matt's a comedian he's actually from Brooklyn. He traveled all the way from Brooklyn today to be with us. I've seen him perform quite a few times. He's hilarious. He's the Nar father, which he'll get into a little more. And my friends all think he's hysterical. So, Matt, what made you want to get into comedy? Was there anything specific?
I mean, I've been doing comedy my whole life. Yeah, I mean, I've played music for years and years and years. And, like, I used to do these weird things that, like, these days I would say, like, oh, I was doing comedy. But, like, a lot of my friends play in, like, punk and hardcore bands, and they used to, like, let me open the show. I used to have a beat machine. And I would do, like, funny raps. And, like, honestly, it's like looking back 20 years, like, that was really comedy.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So that was my first foray into it.
Are you like, do you see Little Dicky getting big and you're like, could have been me?
Nah. I mean, good for a little Dicky, but,
Word, right?
you know, sure, why not?
so what does your act consist of? Do you come out and you do rap in your act? Or?
I mean, if I'm doing more than 10 minutes, I'll usually throw a rap in the middle just to, like, differentiate myself. But, you know, I mean, I do stand-up, but I'll throw in a little bit just to be like, hey, I'm different.
Just to give that little sparkle, that little essence of you.
The essence of me, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
Yeah.
So the Nar father, like, what is the Nar father?
I mean, what isn't the Nar father, really?
Whoa. Well, let's dive in. Tell me more.
I mean, I am the Nar father, but who's to say that we're not all the Nar father, you know?
All right, let's pretend that I'm old and I'm out of sync with...
That's going to be a hard one for me to wrap my head around.
So, what does that really mean, the North father? North?
Nar.
Nar?
Nar. Look,
Nar, okay.
can you see from my holy shirt
Oh,
that I
with
made
GN
myself with toilet bowl bleach cleaner?
G-N-A-R.
Yeah.
Nar.
Like
Gnarly,
gnarly, yeah,
oh,
yeah,
gnarly,
yeah,
I remember
I get that in
gnarly.
my soul, and like if you think about it, like it comes together, especially if they see your stand up. You're like,
Right, yeah.
oh, you've got like the surfing.
Surfing.
Get a little bit of,
What's that?
you know, it's legal in New York now.
So that's actually a funny thing. I actually don't smoke weed, believe it or not. Which is like the people are like, what?
We're all surprised.
I know. There's been so many times I've been like booked and kicked off of a couple of cannabis shows because
Oh,
they're like
really?
they're like, oh, this guy clearly like is marijuana, and then like
It just goes to show you don't judge a book by its cover. Just because he surfs and he's got holes in his
So you
shirt
don't smoke
and
at all,
doesn't
you
know where
don't?
he's going.
no, I mean
You
I think
drink?
it's cool. Oh yeah, I drink like a gosh darn fish.
Okay. Oh yeah, we should mention that we have our swear spittoon, which was great to Grandma Regina Gagootz's swear spittoon that's a golden spoon.
Yeah, I can feel it. Yeah, 16 carats. Yep.
24.
18. No,
18.
18.
Yep.
Oh my.
Got some.
All my Sicilian jewelry is 18 karat gold
Oh,
from Sicily,
wow.
but I don't wear it
Why?
out because people like you who go, wow, would probably knock me out in the parking lot and
As if I'm
roll
a
me.
thug. Look at the guy next to
I was.
I would rob somebody. Benny! I would totally rob somebody. I feel like my alter ego in my head is a lot tougher than I am, and I would be like, yeah, ugh. But then in reality, I'm like in my car, like, please don't talk to me. But like, I feel like I might. Would you? Would you rob Benny? Like him being?
No, but I was wearing some of my Sicilian jewelry when I showed up here, and I was robbed by some of the little boys next door at the jiu-jitsu facility.
Those guys are serious.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Don't even put a police report in.
No, I was scared. One of their mothers was outside ripping a pack of Virginia Slims, so I just got a slice of pizza and came over here.
Yeah. Don't mess with the Massapequa moms around here.
Oh my gosh,
It's
no.
like
Yeah.
It's worse than a gang. It's like you've got MS-13 Massapequa moms.
Yeah.
Like it's bad.
I've learned my
MMOMs.
Yeah.
Losing your signal. Where's the mic?
Oh, you losing me? I'm gonna.
We're
stick
losing
out.
you.
I'm gonna stick out the mic.
Do this. It's that.
Okay.
Is the green light on?
It's got an on-off. How about now? Testing. It's those, I talk
We're
bad
losing
about,
Jen.
I
She's
talk bad about the Massapequa moms.
Dude, they're
They got me.
getting
yeah.
you.
The Massapequa moms have gotten you.
They probably posted up in the Facebook group,
They're on the signal right now.
/Facebook.
They're like, listen to this girl. Oh, that's upsetting. That's really upsetting. So tell us about this festival you keep. I see it being posted. It's a huge deal.
Yes, it's the Vermont Comedy Festival. I'm the one of two co-founders. It's going to be from December 1st through December 4th. We got 4 days of programming across 4 towns in central Vermont. Got like tons of shows, multiple shows a day. We got Joe List headlining our marquee event.
Oh.
Yeah, we got some really cool sponsors. Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
How do people get tickets to this?
So if you go to VermontComedyFestival.com, all of our programming for the whole festival is up there. So there's, under our programming tab, there's tickets for everything.
So that was Vermont Comedy Festival, all one word.com.
Yeah.
Grab your
Cool.
tickets. And what about this? I see you're also selling some merch.
Yeah, selling merch. This is the original Noir tee. As you can see, it's starting to get some holes.
It's worn. It's worn with
It's
love.
worn. Well, if you see this, I was doing a show one night, and I put my arm through the armpit, and I was on stage hosting, and I realized that like the arm, the sleeve was hanging off like a little like limp pee-pee. You can say that, right?
A limp pee-pee? Yeah.
Limp pee-pee?
Don't worry.
LPP?
Okay.
Little LPP?
I was trying to be like somewhat Italian. How would you say that in Italian? La
What?
pipi?
No, that sounds like French.
It's all
Pepe Le Pew.
Pepe la limp pee-pee?
So did you vote
There is
today?
a song. Yeah, no, they say PP
PP?
in Italian. PP.
PP.
Because there's a
Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da.
Fadala PP. There was an old song. Do you remember? My
PP.
parents used to about this little boy who had to pee, had to pee. Oh,
Have to pee.
Well, hopefully we could show this video from
Yeah, we're gonna show
Matt.
a video.
And this shows you how polished, if it loads, he sent the biggest clip in the world to
Big
us.
file, got big files, babe. Big
I don't-
files.
Yeah,
For a
big
2-minute
files.
video, it's a big
It's
file.
like 2 gigs or something.
It's an old video. It's from like 1987, before files really came into their own.
I was just a baby.
Yeah.
I was
All
just
right,
born.
so we'll go to Matt's video, and then we'll come back with Tim
Let's bring
Saliani.
Tim on, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's check out what Matt's got.
I wanna export your data and put it in a spreadsheet. Do some cool equations like summations that will look neat when I put it in a graph. You won't believe the math. As I move past the x-axis, got you raising like the taxes. Then I go back to my data table. I pivot cause I'm able. I look at year over year figures to make sure the sequentials aren't a fable. Essential to me to see how they cook up. 9,000 lines it took up. Ain't got time to tab and drag, so I use a V lookup. That's how I got the answer I need. Optimizing computing speed. Like a boss, I go to the source and link it to the RSS feed. Indeed, I RSVP to a web community webinar to get the gnarliest macro soon to be locked into my hotkeys while you visually basic. I'm like programmer, please freeze my screen and just face it. I'm the best there ever was. Put this up on BuzzFeed and I'll download the data to my hits, cause kid, I'm gonna make it.
You excel at rapping, big dog, so you're gonna make it, oh yeah. You excel at rapping, big dog, so you're gonna make it, oh yeah. You excel at rapping, big dog, so you're gonna make it, oh yeah. You excel at rapping, big dog, so you're gonna make it, oh yeah.
Word.
That is such an amazing video.
Yeah, that's a great video, and some people might think when you saw the video that it was Tim Saliani was in it, but shorter.
Yeah.
Shorter.
Matt and his beard. That thing is epic.
That is some beer.
And we'll bring Matt back a little later, but that video is just, you guys know how much I love Excel, and we'll talk more about that later, but perfect.
I don't. First of all, is this that's the jar?
Yeah, that's the jar.
That's the swear jar. Yeah. What the fuck is going on here? What is this, Benny? This is hysterical.
I'll let you guys catch up 1 second. I just gotta grab something.
Oh, I'm
Okay.
sorry.
What?
My apologies. It's been a while since I've seen Benny. I'm not going to go interview you. I'm just saying.
Yeah, no,
This
go ahead.
is-
You can interview me.
This is insane. The chicken, the brain. This is fancy. I like this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's your cup. It's clean.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I
Well, I
hand
get my
wash
own
it.
clean cup.
Right.
Brought water
Well,
for
because,
you.
you know,
Very polished.
this is a show, not a
And
podcast.
no, it's I love it. I think what's throwing me off is you either look like Sean Connery in The Last Crusade or the guy that Hannibal Lecter was following for dinner.
Both of them extremely.
Well, yeah, because of the hat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the doctor that was torturing Hannibal.
You know, I love that insight, and actually, Tim, we asked, because Tim's a Long Island comedian. He's very well known on this circuit as well as in the city. We actually asked some female comedians, because we always hear, oh, Tim Saliani, he's so cute, so cute. So I asked a couple female comedians if they could share their insights about Tim. And I'm keeping this anonymous because it's a very incestuous place, the Long Island comedy scene. So one female comedian said, "It's impressive how large he is, and yet so unnoticeable."
That's fair. That is fair.
Another female comedian said, "He's a complicated man, and no one understands him except his wife, his girlfriend, and all the chicks in his DMs."
Who has the time for that? Honestly. Okay.
And the last one, because most of the women I asked didn't want to speak at all. I don't know what you did, but the last one I have is, if you have a lumberjack or Game of Thrones fetish, then this guy is for you.
Yeah, I guess it's a look. I don't know what type of midlife crisis this is, but it's not fun for me either. Okay.
I got to say, you look great.
Thanks,
You
man.
really do. You look great.
I see him putting in work on Facebook too, like
Yeah,
doing
you
the
working
things.
out?
It's you know about the COVID thing like a couple of years ago, and then like I ballooned up to like 393 pounds or
Get
something like
out.
that. Yeah, it was but like I'm 6'5", so I kind of look like I carry it well, only not so much. So I just started working out, and I lost about 140 pounds. Just from diet and exercise, man, and
That was it?
That's it.
Not watching
Wow.
what you eat or anything?
Yeah, I watch what I eat, and then I would work out. Simple as that. But and that was probably all Carla roast jokes right there that you just
Maybe one of them. Maybe one of them.
all of them. That's
No,
that's
I can
absolutely
guarantee
her.
you not all of them are from Carla.
Oh,
Though she was so excited when given this
I'm
opportunity.
sure she was.
I know you guys are best friends, and it's
Yeah.
always fun to me when you guys are bickering on social media, and then someone chimes in to save one of you, and it's like, no, they're friends. But it gets really, really bad where you're just like, ooh, you read it and you're like, I know they're friends, but yikes.
Oh, we're vicious.
Yeah.
Because it's more than friends. Like it's a family thing. You know, it's the same thing. You know, with Mike. Mike, you know, Mike Keegan, he, you know, he gets just as vicious too. Like we all just get vicious with each other because we can do that.
I'm so surprised how on the ball and vicious you are, considering how much weed you smoke.
I don't smoke. Like here's the thing.
What are those special shows
I
you do?
don't. I do the shows.
All right.
Okay. So a friend of mine has a glass blowing studio.
That's awesome.
And a couple of head shops. It's called Long Island Glass, and they go around to all the festivals and they do glass blowing. It's amazing. So they also are part of this group called Kaya. And they asked me to come in and produce comedy shows once a month. And since I've known the guy that owns it like most of my life, I was like, yeah, I'll do it. But let me tell you, it's a rough crowd sometimes.
I would guess that like half of them forget to show up.
Yeah, well, there's that. Like they'll just sit there like they are hearing colors, and you're getting no response.
All right, so tell me about this show now. So this show is people selling their wares that deal with what's now legal, but then you're in a room for the comedy show. Is in a separate room?
It's a separate room, and it's 420 friendly, which basically means that you can smoke weed in there. I don't know whether there's purchased or anything. I don't think it's that. I think it's just you can smoke there.
Oh, okay.
It's like a smoking club.
BYOW.
Yeah.
Bring your own weed.
Right.
Hey, I'm okay with that.
And I love it there. They're all great. They're all great people.
See, I thought that you and Matt were going to have a lot in common because I superficially pegged him as someone who smoked marijuana because he's the Nar father, and now I just feel silly.
Yeah. It's
Never judge a book by its cover.
And like I said, it's not really my thing at this point, but I'll produce a comedy show. I mean, they get heavy into it, strains and whatever else. I have no time for that.
You're like he's like
all right, but so the audience, they don't always laugh. You have to work.
It's a lot of
Not even. It's really odd, like, to see which way they're going to go on a given night with different comics. Like, I'll put it to you this way. Like, we've had cerebral comics go up and kill it, and then not so much. But the other night, Andy did Dracula, and he killed. Yeah, because it was close to Halloween. And he murdered. Yeah. The whole place loved it.
I would think like a lot of absurdist humor would
There is.
Well.
There's a lot of that. Yeah. You don't get too political.
See, I did read that book you told me to read.
What, the one where he wrote Blade, essentially?
No.
No, that's not Blade.
I'm just busting your chops, Benny.
Oh.
Are we already out of time?
Thank God.
I feel like I was just getting to know him.
I'm annoying.
I'm sorry.
Well, now we're going to show Tim's video.
Oh God.
And then we'll have Matt and Tim on.
All right.
All together.
All right.
All right.
Woof. All right.
Blade. I wrote Blade. All right.
Therapy session waiting to happen. It's just ridiculous. Like, you try to be their friends, and then you first of all, you guys let them listen and watch whatever the fuck they want to shut them up. Let me ask you guys something. When you were growing up, did you get to pick the music in the fucking car? No! You didn't pick the music. You shut the fuck up, sat in the back seat, and listened to Carly Simon sing You're So Vain so much. Wanted to open up your own with a rusty backseat ashtray. You are my favorite person in the world, Sarah. You and me have a buddy cop movie coming real fucking soon. You shit. You fuck. I'm looking forward to the Sons of Anarchy remake. It's great. I get to play Obi. I'm fucking real, man. Well, that's what I wish for. I wish for $1 million a blowjob and for this to be over. $24? He's gonna do it 25, 26. It's fine. Holy shit. I can't do a goddamn thing, sir. I just can't.
Say something, man. Tap my shoulder. There I go.
You're working your way towards a full body massage at this point.
And we're back.
Jen didn't know what to say for a minute there.
I didn't. Well, because you know what? Matt's video is like so polished, and Tim, who also has polished videos, gives us that.
Yeah, basically I had somebody scream world star.
I think he needs to put more into the swear jar after that.
Yeah, I hope
Oh,
we
yeah.
should have had like a trigger warning for children.
We can have a pizza party with all the money that would go in tonight.
It's a late night crowd, and because it's a late show, and if you have somebody who's drunk and just heckling every comic.
Yeah.
Now, where was it? That was in...
I was at McGuire's, actually.
Yeah, that was in McGuire's.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
they didn't say anything?
No, they did. They were very good about it. They're always great
Yeah.
at all the Governor's Comedy Clubs. They're always very good and on top of everything. But we didn't want to kick the guy out. He was clearly inebriated, but he was fucking with every comic. So by the time I got up there, he started saying something. I'm like, all right, I'm addressing this right now, and he will shut up once everybody starts laughing at him, and he did. So.
Have you ever had somebody heckle you in a crowd?
Yeah, it doesn't last too long.
How come?
Well, I was in Vermont. Actually, one of my funnest ones. I was in Vermont. I do a lot of shows up there because I don't smoke weed, but I'm the Norfather. And there was this woman that was just yapping the whole show. Everybody. And at the I do Norfather Presents, which is a show, which is a stand-up comedy show. But at the end, I've got a looping device and I do like an improvised hip hop song. And I always pick someone from the audience and I interview them and then make a song for them. But on this particular night, I just looked right at that woman and I was like, well, we all know who's getting the fucking song tonight. And then I just destroyed her and everyone loved it.
Oh, everybody loves it. So, if you think you're helping the comedians, I hear that a lot. People are like, oh, I love going to comedy shows because I like to help the comedians, I have such a good time. That's my mother's voice, by the way. My mother is like my main heckler, and I just ignore it now. I'm just like, I can't. Because there's no winning with my mother.
Yeah, right.
It's like, she's like, that's not true. Jennifer, could you wear something nice? That's my mother. It's terrible. And I'm like, sorry, Mom, I let you down again. Benny, have you ever had a heckler?
Yes, I have. But what you mentioned, I want to talk about that more. That some of these people who heckle, then I saw someone heckle a really good headliner a long time ago, John Mulrooney, who has been on. I saw someone, and he tried everything with this woman. He brought her up. She was drunk. He brought her up on stage, which people do that, and I think that's the wrong thing to do.
Yeah, don't add
So anyway,
fire.
I ran into this, and it bothered John. John was really upset about it. I ran into the woman one time in a supermarket, and she was like, oh, I had so much fun, and she didn't realize that, the comics hated you.
Yeah,
But-
they really think that
But some of them think that
it's
they
interactive.
make the show more fun
Yeah.
by heckling. And you brought up that the Governor's Clubs, they're great because I've seen people try to have a conversation with a comic, and I've seen someone lean over to them. You're someone who worked there, lean over, and then you don't hear a peep out of them.
They disappear.
No,
They never found again.
Well, there's a lot of like kids that go to comedy clubs now just to heckle so they can record it on their TikToks or whatever.
Oh, those silly
And
TikToking kids.
And it's just like, you know what? Please do. Just say something once.
But all right, to answer
You
the
open
question,
your wrist in
now,
a warm tub.
I don't always get hecklers. I get the people who act like they're in their living room.
Yeah.
And they come with the drinks, and they bring the drinks to their friend. All right, you got the rum and I'm right in the punchline, right? You're right about to tell the punchline, and you wanted that margarita with no salt on it, and they just start talking. And then I had a guy when I was doing some of my Italian, Sicilian jokes. I had all of a sudden, some old man, and the bartender afterwards says, I don't even know where this guy just seemed to appear. And everything I was saying, he was like, I got the ballotta, I'm in the Venice, I'm on my gondola. And I'm trying to talk. And finally, I was like, thank you, everyone, good night. It was an open mic. But then the bartender said to me, Benny, That guy left after you. He was just some old Italian guy. And
he just saw you and was like, "My people, paisan." And he just
that was my dad. I sent him over.
Yeah.
Oh, and I
feel like that was the Gagootz origin story right
yeah.
there.
And then you have the Gagootz.
The Gagootz. You want to hear the Gagootz origin?
Yes, I do.
All right. But first, I got to tell this one thing. I tell this joke where I put my jacket over my head is one of my bits, and before it I say I have to go to Brooklyn to pick up some of my cousins who were in the Sicilian parade. Maybe you saw them on the news, and I do the perp walk, right? That they go and so then they say there's an old Sicilian saying you can't pick your family unless they're in a lineup. So some dude this was in a coffee house, the Belmore Bean Coffee House. Some guy got nuts over these jokes, and Santo was sitting there, and what's his name, Les Deegan's show, and this guy starts saying, "What you're saying about Sicilians is like calling a black person the N-word," and he was getting mad, and I'm like, "Excuse me, sir, you said, yeah, you're damn right, I'm Sicilian," and this guy went on and on to where. Finally, he left because my wife was there in the audience, and she showed the phone, and she says, "Look, 911, I'm about to call them." So this guy left, right?
Nancy doesn't play. We have to bring Nancy on sometimes because she does not play.
I couldn't even say anything. I couldn't even talk to the guy. So I said, "Les, I'm done." So then when the guy left, Les brought me back up, and I went up, and Santo sat there, and Santo was like, I don't know what I would have turned into Tony Soprano because John Santo is a great impressionist.
Yeah. Yes,
he says, I would have been Tony Soprano. I would have been, you shut the fuck up. You just sit over there. But this guy went nuts over the Sicilian jokes.
That's why alcohol is so necessary, but yet at the same time, can be your worst enemy at these shows.
But it was a coffee house. It was the Belmore Bean
You
Coffee.
should have looked him right in the face and been like, what's your favorite candy? Whoppers?
Oh my!
Yeah. I'm Italian. I could say that.
Right.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, and I'm Sicilian. I could say, but yeah, the guy flipped out on me.
Oh my goodness.
Dang. Well, anyway, no, we're not
That's
gonna.
The Italian Defamation League.
You know what?
Right now.
We had one little 1 minute video. Let's skip the video and keep talking. Let's just keep talking.
Let's skip it.
Well,
shoot from the hip,
it's your
guys.
show, Benny.
We'll show the video next time.
So I wanted to actually backtrack back on Matt's video because I know we didn't get to talk to him about the Excel rap, which I love. I actually fell in love with my husband because he does Excel, and he was so fantastic at it. It was like mesmerizing. This is millennial love. This is what it's about. It's like you can pivot and format. You can do all that. VLOOKUP, what? And make your life easier. Oh my God. So do you use it? Because looking at you now again, me being superficial, judging a book, I'd be like, this guy doesn't use Excel.
I love Excel so much. Gosh, there's nothing I like better than a big old fat spreadsheet.
I do. I mean, I love Excel, but that video was so well polished.
Thank you.
Did you edit it yourself and everything?
No, my buddy Frank edited that. We made that years ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It was actually before. I do edit now, but that was before I actually got into video editing.
Yeah, the beard was. You could go by the beard. You could tell how long ago he made the video.
It's like counting the rings in a tree.
Yeah, like a tree, like counting the rings.
You have a video premiering out soon. Do you know when that one's going to be ready so we can keep an eye out?
I think next week. I've got a new video with my buddy Chris, who's been shooting and editing the last couple of music videos I did.
Awesome.
It's called Baddie with a Saddie. It's
like a sad Cardi B.
It's like an emo rap song.
Oh, I
really
love that.
just digging into some softer places.
Emo, you like that, right, Tim?
I'm totally emo right now.
No, Tim's like, why am I here? What is going on?
I'm going to walk into oncoming traffic.
Well, I'll keep an eye out for that, and if you could tag me in it when it comes out. I love his videos.
Heck yeah.
Tim, what about you? You got something coming up?
Yeah, November 19th, back at McGuire's. Me and Carla and a whole list of great comics are going to be there. 9:30 show Saturday, November 19th. It's going to be fun.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it's going to be a good time.
Can we get tickets now?
You can get tickets now. Govs.com. Yeah, it's going to be a great night. I can't wait. I have so much to talk about.
Yeah,
I'm scared.
I have a question for both of you, and I'll get to the origin of Alfredo, but right now you guys are the guests. So, both of you, how do you work out new material now? You don't go to like an open mic or anything?
No.
Right? Do you?
I host and produce a weekly show, so a lot of times I'll either try new jokes there at my show, or I do a lot of longer sets. So if I'm doing like 20 minutes, I'll throw something new like 12 minutes in. You know, just kind of throw it once I know I already got them, and work it out, and then jump back to tried and true.
Yeah, I just work it out on stage mostly. It's at that point, if you have a flow, you kind of know what you're talking about, and you got to really find your voice to be able to just do that. And I feel like I have. I feel comfortable enough anyway. I don't know whether I have or not. I probably suck. It's fine. But yeah, I just go and I work it out there, or I do host that monthly show, so I'll try new stuff there too.
All right, but there isn't like an avenue for comics like you guys who are more seasoned to go like the open mics.
So basically, Benny wants to meet you at a diner. That's what he's saying. I can feel it. Benny's like, so you want to like tell me some jokes? Maybe we'll eat some omelets. What do you want to do?
Do you want to write together then?
Yeah.
I mean,
is that what you're
you should
saying?
do that.
Yeah.
Billy Joel only wrote it. I mean, what the hell? That was like a Billy Joel song that she was describing right there. Man. We're going to the diner. We're going to have omelets. I'm going to teach you jokes.
We'll share our jokes. I think that's what
Yeah,
it
no,
is.
but
In a
I'm
safe
interested in
space.
how, because some of these open mics, I hate that. I know I'm going to insult people, but some of these open mics are, they're horrible. How can I put it
I
in
love
a nice
the worst, but like the less organized, and like I just love that rawness.
Jen and I did that was last open. We went to an open mic
We did.
In the summer.
We had so much fun though, and then all my friends came. And
No, not that one. That was a good show. I'm talking about the one in the summer, just you and I on Long Island.
Yeah, and my friends came to that one.
No. Oh yeah. Your friends come to every one.
That's true.
It was different friends.
Yeah, I don't cut not the ones in my head, but they come to everything.
It was different friends.
Different friends.
But yeah, that guy was putting up people who were terrible. I mean,
But you
It's
gotta
open mic.
start. You
they're
gotta
doing
start.
yeah, but come on, they're doing genital jokes and stuff.
Genital
that isn't
jokes.
funny.
Not your genitals.
Everybody's an edgelord. I hate the fact that in the video I sent you, I told I said a BJ because it's like, all right, guy, we get it. You're edgy, but
Should have
you're
called it like a beej or a blowy.
that's fair.
A little more
Very
soft.
classy.
Yeah.
I agree. You want to go right at the diner?
Yeah. Only if I can get an omelet.
Do you think Amy from the supermarket will come to our writers group?
I don't
I've
think we're ever
tried
going to see
getting
Amy
her.
again. I don't think we'll. I've noticed his trunk has been pretty heavy lately in his car. I don't think we're ever going to see Amy again.
Are we all going to end up finishing the Blade trilogy?
The Blade.
Those Fang bastards will get their last
Fang tooth bastards,
I'm
right.
going to be calling everybody that shit now.
Yeah.
Fang tooth bastards.
You
Fang-toothed
fang-tooth
bastard.
bastard.
It was a story that was in my head, and I had to write it. I had to put it up. And as I told Jen the first time she heard about it, I love the story. I hate the person who was telling it. So I hate myself. I hate how I told it. And maybe if I didn't smoke so much, maybe it would have flowed a little better. But there's people who read parts of it and they're like, I love it. It's brilliant, you know?
Transitions is also like a big part of comedy too. Like we all have our canned jokes, and then you look to the audience to see how you're going to transition to that joke. It's like writing an essay. At least for me, it is. You listen to the audience, what they like, don't like, how we're going to get to where you want to go. So it's just like writing, in my opinion. It's just like any type of art. Everything has an organizational flow, and that's probably why I'm so nuts, because I'm always like, what comes first? Then what? Then what? So now you guys know my neuroses. It's exciting to share. So Tim, what's wrong with you?
What's not? Clearly, I have anger issues. That's the first thing.
You do seem awfully brooding today.
No, the first time I saw him perform, he got the mic and everybody was excited. Boy, and first thing he said was, simmer the fuck down.
Do not clap for Tim Saliani. Don't do it. Don't clap for
Yeah,
him.
like
Don't
I don't
laugh.
need. Listen. Giant disappointment. Giant. Ask my parents; they'll tell you. Giant disappointment.
No laughs at his set. He wants dead faces, preferably stoned.
Like the Japanese watch a concert. They just don't emote until the concert is over, and then they clap. Game over.
Anyway, believe it or not, we're winding down.
Get
We have a
out.
couple of minutes. It's
Get
because
out.
we stop at 7:55.
Oh yeah, the timer. Look at
Oh,
that.
yeah, we have 1 minute and 20.
I got to tell you, I had a wonderful time with these guys. I've been looking forward to this, though, since before the last show, because I've worked with Tim. He's amazing. I also told the story that a while ago when I worked in one of Tim's shows, you came in the back to say hello, and he goes, "There's the Gagootz." And then I started hearing it, and I was like, people want the Gagootz. And Matt's just, I mean, if you guys don't know Matt, know Matt. Check out the Vermont Festival. Check out the shows he's doing.
Yeah. So
It's
we got the
amazing
festival
stuff.
and we got November 17th.
Yes.
19th.
19th.
So
November
one last
19th.
time, where do we go to get tickets?
Govs.com, November 19th.
Tim
Come
Saliani.
on out. Benny, I love you, bud. The Gagootz thing literally made my ancestors spin over in their grave. An Italian minstrel show.
I had a friend from Sicily, and I was working with him. And I was calling him Alfredo Gagootz. I was good, and then I was making up jokes because one time he said the domino effect, but I messed with him and I said the Dominic effect. That's when Dominic fell on Aunt Mary, who fell on it, and he said, "Did I say a Dominic?" So,
And one more time for Matt, where can we find this Vermont Festival? How can I get to it on the computer?
VermontComedyFestival.com, MattVita.com, www.Facebook, MasterPequaMoms.//BigDogNY1.
all right.
Cut it with the Massapequa moms. Thank you to our guests who showed up today. Thank you to Benny.
Yes, thank you, Tim. Thank you, Matt.
Thank you, Jen.
Thank you, Jen.
Thank you, Benny. Yeah, Jen,
you.
thank you for keeping this thing going.
Yeah.
Jeez. Unsung
Thank
hero.
you all for watching.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks a lot.
See
See
you
you in
next
2
time.
weeks. Remember, twice a month.